Good morning, students. Today I am here to explain social study of class 5th, lesson 7, fundamental rights and duties. What is fundamental rights and duties? The fundamental rights, directive principles of state policy and fundamental duties are section of the Constitution of India that prescribes the fundamental obligations of the states to its citizens and duties and the rights of the citizens to the state. These sections comprise a constitutional bill of rights for government, policy making and the behavior and conduct of citizens. These sections are considered vital elements of the constitution, which was developed between 1947 and 1949 by the Constituent Assembly of India. The fundamental rights are defined as the basic human rights of all citizens. These rights defined in Part 3 of the Constitution applied irrespective of race, place of birth, religion, caste, creed or gender. They are enforceable by the courts subject to specific restrictions. The directive principle of state policy are guidelines for the farming of laws by the government. These provisions set out in Part 4 of the Constitution are not enforceable by the courts, but the principles on which they are based are fundamental guidelines for governance. The state is expected to apply in framing policies and passing laws. The fundamental duties are defined as the moral obligation of all citizens to help promote a spirit of the patriotism and to uphold the unity of India. These duties set out in Part 4A of the Constitution concern individuals and the nation. Like the directive principles, they are not enforceable by court unless otherwise made enforceable by parliamentary law. The fundamental rights. The fundamental rights have been guaranteed to us by the Constitution of India. These rights are the very foundation and important features of our democratic structure. The fundamental rights are binding on the state. The fundamental rights contained in Part 3 of the Constitution are as follows. First, right to equality. All persons shall be equal before the law. All persons shall have equal protection of the law within the territory of India. The state shall not discriminate against any citizen on grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth. The state shall provide equality of opportunity in matters of public appointment. Untouchability and its practice in any form has been abolished. The state shall not confer titles on anybody. Second, right to freedom. Under this right, all the citizens shall have the right to freedom of speech and expression. Every citizen have freedom to assemble peacefully and without arms. Freedom to inform associations or unions. Every citizen have the right to move freely throughout the territory of India. Freedom to reside and settle in any part of the territory of India. Freedom to practice any profession or carry any occupation, trade or business. Protection against arrest and detention in certain cases. Detention is the action of keeping someone in official custody. Right to information has been included to promote offensive transparency and accountability in administration. Transparency means easy to perceive and accountability means responsibility. Third, right against exploitation. The state shall provide protection against exploitation through traffic in human being and forced labor or beggar. Prohibition of employment of children below the age of 14 years in factories, etc. We cannot make them work in factories below 14 years of age. Fourth is the right to freedom of religion. All person, all citizens are equally entitled to free to freedom of conscience and the right to freely profess, practice, and propagate religion. Conscience means an inner feeling or voice. Professes means profess means to affirm one's faith, and propagate means to spread and promote. Freedom to manage religious affairs, freedom not to pay taxes for religious promotion. No religion instruction shall be provided in any educational institution which is completely maintained out of state fund. Now come to cultural and educational rights. Protection of interest of minorities. No citizen shall be denied admission to any educational institution maintained by the state or receiving aid out of state funds on grounds of religion, race, caste, or language. All minorities based on religion or language shall have the right to establish and administer educational institutions of their choice. Sixth fundamental right is right to educational remedies. The Constitution of India not only guarantees the above mentioned fundamental rights but also guarantees the right to seek justice through courts. We can directly approach the Supreme Court for the enforcement. Enforcement means complaints with a law of fundamental rights. The Supreme Court shall have power to issue directions or orders. By Dr. Ambedkar had marked out that the right to constitutional remedies as the very soul and heart of the Constitution. While enjoying our rights, we should not interfere with the rights of other people. Seventh point, right to education. The state shall provide free and compulsory education to all children of age between 6 and 14 years. Fundamental duties. The fundamental duties have been included in Part 4A by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment to the Constitution of India in 1976. According to Gandhiji, the source of right is duty. If we all discharge our duties, rights will not be far to seek. Thus, rights and duties are the two sides of the same coin. Both the thing are same. The Constitution has laid down 10 fundamental duties for every citizen of India. The 11 fundamental duties has been added to the Constitution by the 86th Constitutional Amendment in 2002. Following are the fundamental rights duties. Following are the fundamental right duties: to abide by the Constitution and respect its ideals and institutions, the national flag and the national anthem. Abide means to accept by the Constitution and respect its ideals and institution. We should also respect our national flag and national anthem. To cherish and follow the noble ideals which inspired our national struggle for freedom. To uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India. Sovereignty means the authority of a state to govern itself or supreme power. Integrity means the condition of being unified. To defend the country and render national service which called upon to do so, to promote harmony and spirit of brotherhood amongst all the people of India, to value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture. Composite means made up of various elements. To protect and improve the natural environment including forests, lakes, rivers and wildlife, and to have compassion for living creatures. Compassion means sympathy for the suffering of others, sympathy for the living creatures. To develop the scientific temper, humanism, and the spirit of inquire and reform. To safeguard public property and to abjure violence. Abjure means to leave or renounce. To develop the scientific ninth point, to safeguard public property and to abjure violence. 10th point, to strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity so that the nation constantly rises to higher level of endeavor. Endeavor means to try hard to achieve something and achievement. Every parent or guardian to provide opportunities for education of his child between the age of 6 and 14 years. It is the duty of the citizen to perform their duty seriously and sincerely. So, students, I hope all of you understand the lesson. Thank you, stay safe and keep learning.